Welcome to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, sold out for the 17th straight year for the Chick-fil-A Bowl, an ACC-SEC showdown. 21 meetings these two conferences have had, the ACC with an 11-10 lead, and Duke hoping to go all incredible Hulk on the people and take out Texas A&M's superhero quarterback Johnny Manziel in what could be his farewell performance as quarterback of the Aggies. Duke and Texas A&M, a couple teams ranked in the top 25 of the final BCS standings. Happy New Year's a little bit early from our family to yours. Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack here. And certainly this season started with enormous expectations for Johnny Manziel, perhaps a second Heisman Trophy, SEC National Championship. None of that came true, Jesse. However, this week, as you got ready for this game, Manziel has had an edge about him. Some close to the Aggie program say he's never been quite so hyped on game day as he is tonight.
He's the most exciting college football player I've ever seen. He is must-watch TV because his style of play is just so unique. And he's the ultimate dual-threat quarterback, guys. I think he's gotten better as a passer this year. He's committed himself to working through his progressions. His footwork is better, which means his accuracy's been better. But let's face it, his greatness is his escapability. That sixth sense to avoid the pass rush, make big plays on the fly. He's playing against the Duke defense tonight that lacks an elite pass rush. They've got a lot of youth in the secondary. And the last time we saw Johnny Manziel in a bowl game, he put up a Cotton Bowl record 516 total yards. I would expect Johnny football to have a huge game here tonight, and what I do expect to be his final game in college football.
And if that's the case, you know Manziel's not going to go out quietly. He wants to go out with a splash, but this is the ultimate team game, and perhaps overlooked sometimes is the supporting cast that the Aggies have around him.
Well, I think we do give Johnny most of the credit, and he deserves it. I think he's the straw that stirs the drink, but think about last year. Luke Jokel was the #2 pick in the draft. Jake Matthews, he's going to be a top 5. He's going to be the first tackle taken this year. Mike Evans is probably a first-round receiver. He's a monster with his height on the outside. So it's these kind of guys in the supporting cast that help that greatness come through to one of the all-time greats that we've seen. But he's definitely got a good cast around him.
Duke is not merely a bit player. They are champions of the ACC Coastal Division. They have rallied from deficits all year long. And as the Blue Devils get ready to take the field, the one thing they have promised, they are not scared of Manziel or the Aggies, and much of that bravery has been built on the fact that Blue Devils have found themselves trailing multiple times this year and continue to find ways to win games. The Aggies, on the other hand, they haven't fared as well in close games. It's a concern for Texas A&M as they come onto the floor of the Georgia Dome tonight in what promises to be a thriller in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. There is Kevin Sumlin, armed with a new contract in his second year at Texas A&M. He's won 19 games, lost only 6. 2012 Coach of the Year. His counterpart, the veteran David Cutcliffe. This has not been a rebuilding job, but a resurrection that Cutcliffe has done at Duke. He is in his 6th season as the Blue Devil head coach. In the 8 years before Cutcliffe arrived in Durham, Duke won 10 games total. They won 10 games this year for the first time, and he believes that his team has the toughness and the resilience in order to make it 11 wins tonight. What a difference in perception it would be if the Blue Devils could pull this upset and finish perhaps in the top 15 in the country. Set to go from Atlanta, and we're underway in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Texas A&M receiving it. Trey Williams. Williams gets up across the 25-yard line, and this is where the fast-paced Texas A&M offense will put it in play first, and it won't take long for Johnny Manziel to look for Mike Evans, his big physical wide receiver, matched up often tonight against a couple of freshman cornerbacks, Breon Borders and Brian Fields. Borders picked off Jameis Winston a couple of times in the ACC championship game, and we'll see when those two guys are matched up on Evans how that matchup works out for the Devils. Manziel, quarterback draw on the first play. Manziel healthier than he's been in several weeks. He's had thumb, shoulder, knee problems. Gets up to the 35-yard line, pickup of about 8 on first down. Manziel, 6'1", 210 pounds. He improved his completion percentage. Virtually all of his numbers were improved. Did throw a few more interceptions this year, but still big-time offensive force, and he finds Evans with his first pass of the night, and Big Mike Evans gets it to midfield.
One thing Texas A&M's always able to do is start fast. In 17 of Kevin Sumlin's 25 games as head coach at Texas A&M, they've scored a touchdown on their opening possession. Johnny Manziel right now in this offense, they've got a good rhythm.
Opening possession, Aggies have it at the 35. The little shuffle pass. That is Quiv Gonzalez. Quiviante, Quiv for short. It's a good pickup on first down. He'll move the chains.
This offense has already been very multiple on this opening drive. We've seen quarterback runs, quick throws down the field. Now all of a sudden push passes to wide receivers, getting them involved unconventionally in the running game.
Manziel directing traffic, firing it down deep, and goes through the hands of Gonzalez, incomplete. Had an opportunity to make the catch. Devon Edwards on the coverage, and it'll be 4th and 24, and the Blue Devils come up with a stop.
Good scheme by Duke here on defense. They're not going to take one guy, they're going to take two guys, and they're going to spy on Johnny Manziel this entire snap. Watch the linebackers, both David Helton and Kelby Brown. They're just kind of floating around, keeping their eye on Johnny Manziel, forcing the football out of his hands early. Nice design right there by Jim Knowles and Jim Collins on defense for Duke.
Texas A&M is going to try a 55-yard field goal with the former pro soccer player Josh Lambo. He lights into it. Lambo has the distance, but not the accuracy, and the Aggies come up empty.
And this is huge for Duke. Their confidence in this ball game, getting some good juices going. The defense got to stop, no matter how they got it, whether they got an unsportsmanlike penalty or not. Missed field goal, get some good juices flowing on this drive right here, and it'll be big for Duke's psyche.
So the Blue Devils have it for the first time at their own 37. Anthony Boone is the quarterback. They'll try a little trickery first. Boone firing deep. He's got a man out there. It's Jamison Crowder, and Crowder can't hold on to it, being covered by Devante Harris. But have a look at Crowder's jersey and tell me somebody didn't grab him along the way.
That just came out by itself, Reese. Just running down the field.
Devante Harris is a guy that teams late in the season have picked on deep when they played against Texas A&M. There's a lot of hand fighting going on. Even still, guys,
he almost caught it.
Jamison Crowder should have, I think, caught that football. A little bit underthrown. I love being aggressive on first play of the game with a flea flicker. Texas A&M very lucky they did not give up an explosive play right there.
His building effort at Duke. Boone. Quarterback run game. Boone's going to have the first down and get it into Aggie territory. And big 6', 230-pound junior from Weddington, North Carolina, picks up 16 on the run.
He's a guy I've really enjoyed watching on tape, guys. He plays on time, gets the football out when he needs to, anticipates throws, reads coverages, knows where his answers are when he's blitzed. He's just a product of David Cutcliffe and Kurt Roper. Excellent coaching.
Boone over the middle, and it's a completion, a big hit delivered by Howard Matthews, but not before Brandon Braxton makes the grab for the Blue Devils.
And again, nice play action, and this is what we talk about with Cutcliffe. This team plays discipline. This quarterback, Boone, knows where to go with the football, coached exceptionally well, and I'll tell you what, that was a hard hit too.
Duke needs to get it to the 22 of Texas A&M. Crowder's open. He's inside the 20. Jamison Crowder down close to the 10. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
And there's a tremendous example of what head coach David Cutcliffe calls anticipatory throws. Getting the football out early, throwing into a window before his wide receiver Crowder's even turned around to see where the ball is. That's just beautiful execution in the passing game. Great job looking to his left, coming back to his right. Listen, if A&M wants to continue to play man coverage, I would continue to throw it to number 3. This guy's not just a good player. He's a great player. He's one of the best receivers in the ACC.
Just outside the 10. Boone, heat coming, gets rid of it. Snead has it. A pathway to the end zone. Touchdown, Duke! Anthony Boone was responsible for the man coming at him, and he got rid of it beautifully to Snead.
Talking about how he knows where his answers are. There's a free rusher coming off the edge, but that was designed. They got left tackle to Kobe Cofield, out lead blocking for the running back. Just beautiful touch on the throw, knowing where to go.
An 8-play, 63-yard drive orchestrated by offensive coordinator Kurt Roper, who after this game is on his way to Florida. And Duke performed brilliantly, and the Blue Devils have jumped on top by 7.
Yeah, Reese, Johnny Manziel, a very demonstrative Johnny Manziel, frustrated on that last drive, took most of his time trying to gather up the entire offense and let him have it. Reese was telling him that wasn't smart football, that wasn't intense enough, that's not going to win this game. Kind of getting after him, yelling at him. Also, Kevin Sumlin came over to his wide receivers and said, hey, they're going to let them be physical with you. You have got to just play through. But one of the more interesting things I just heard down here, one of the A&M yell leaders just came up to me and he said, I cannot believe it. How is Duke louder than us right now? It's really shocking. If you've been to an A&M game, you know their fans can be very loud. Right now, Duke taking over.
Duke fans have traveled very well going to consecutive bowl games. First time, Manziel running it. Johnny appears to be much healthier than he was in the latter stages of the season. The good quickness and speed, picking up 8.5, maybe 9.
He is, but I still don't want him lowering his shoulder consistently. He's done it, you know, the first 2 drives already. He's finishing runs with a purpose, but as a quarterback, I don't want his shoulders getting hit if I'm a coach.
Manziel, Walker right on the money into Duke territory and inside the 40.
And I think this is one of the things you're going to start to see with this offense. More play action, more pistol, more motions, more creativity, a little bit of play action. Freeze the linebacker, and you see it gives your receiver time to get behind him and make a big play. You need to do that as well as you run the football, especially with Johnny as that threat.
You can trust this offensive line right there.
Oh,
nice job passing off all the movement from Duke.
3rd and 10. Heat coming from the secondary. Manziel unloads. Evans couldn't hold it. Cockrell, the all-ACC cornerback on the coverage.
Johnny Manziel was able to get rid of this football because of the blitz pickup by Trey Carson at running back, just stoning his safety.
And he threw it behind Evans. He needs to put that a little bit in front of him. Evans still could have caught the football, but he had the time, he had the protection. He's got to deliver that a little bit out in front of him so his guy can catch it on the move and the DB can't catch up with him.
And Josh Lambo missed from 55 earlier. Now he's going to try from 45, get the Aggies on the board. Lambo, powerful leg, and it splits the uprights. Texas A&M moves the ball well for the 2nd time. Duke rises up in its own end. It's 7-3 late in the first. Reason right now, champions of the ACC Coastal, Duke on top of Texas A&M, 7-3. It's Taylor Bertolet. High, short kickoff that Devon Edwards, the dangerous Devon Edwards, will haul in.
Texas A&M is the worst defense in the SEC. And I think the reason they've struggled as much as they have, it's the inexperience on the defensive line. 7 freshmen or sophomores play up front. These guys haven't had a chance to redshirt, mature physically. They get pushed around a lot, and it's critical tonight that they're able to be physical and try and stop this running attack from Duke.
Anthony Boone got a man on a wheel route running free as Braxton Deaver, the tight end, and the Blue Devils are on the move.
So with youth comes inexperience, lack of eyes in the right spot. It's things that drives coaches crazy, and you see it right here. Duke doing a great job. They ran the football positive. Look at Boone. Right away, see that he got his man on the wheel route, hits him right away, gets it in his hands, lets him run with the football.
Safety Howard Matthews that lost his man on that play.
On 1st down, Boone taking a shot. Got a man out there again. It's on the money. It's Deaver again, and he falls down short of the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal for Duke.
And they go right back after safety Howard Matthews with another pump fake, getting the football over his head. Johnny Manziel can't believe it. This has really been the MO all season long. You're gonna see Howard Matthews here at safety, number 31. Just watch here as they fake this wide receiver screen outside. He bites. That allows the tight end just get right behind him.
Canet, big, powerful, finding his way. Let's make it 14 touchdowns. Blue Devils go up 13-3. Brandon Connett, part of a two-quarterback system, goes in for the score, and it's been an emotional few weeks for Brandon Connett, whose mother, Nancy, is back home watching in California. Nancy was diagnosed with a brain tumor, had surgery. There were some complications. Brandon had to go home and spend several days at his mother's bedside. He was able to come back and rejoin the team. It's been a tough thing for a very close-knit family. And we send out our best wishes to the Connett family and wish for the very best in Nancy's recovery. David Cutcliffe was talking about the bond of that family and what an exemplary young man Brandon Connett is. Terrific player as well, responsible for 27 touchdowns. He's not just the short yardage quarterback. Earlier in the season, Anthony Boone suffered a broken collarbone. It was Connett who's led game-winning drives, thrown game-winning touchdown passes, and he puts his Blue Devils up 14-3 with his first rushing touchdown of the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Manziel quickly. Labhart knocked down for a loss. Jeremy Cash in there to knock down the A&M receiver.
And Mike Evans now hasn't been on the field because of the penalty, and it affects your offense. Now he comes back on the field, and this is a guy that has been lethal all year long. 1,300+ yards, one of the best receivers in the game. His physical presence on the outside commands a double team. You need him out there.
Aggies have converted twice in 4 opportunities inside a minute to play in the first quarter. Pressure coming. Aggies pick it up. Manziel too high for Kennedy. It'll be 4th down.
And Duke again. They bring the corner blitz. They brought it a couple times. Feeling pretty confident. Manziel's not real happy.
He is all up in Mike Evans' kitchen, and we've seen these two guys kind of go at it the last couple of games, the LSU game and the Missouri game.
They're both very emotional players, but as leaders, they got
And
to
it's
show.
blocked! The punt is blocked by the Blue Devils. They wait on it to fall from the Georgia Dome sky, and Duke couldn't corral it. They might have scored a touchdown, but Duke is in business. Josh Snead, the running back, getting the block, and the Blue Devils have a huge opportunity.
Special teams has been a strong point for Duke all season long. You're going to see here just untouched. Coming off the edge is Snead. Tell you what, Texas A&M, they're very lucky that didn't bounce more fortuitously for Duke. An opportunity to scoop and score.
We're waiting on that thing to come down forever.
But how impressive has Duke been so far in this game, guys, in all 3 facets: offense, defense, and special teams?
Andre Bennett was there to grab it. Take a shot right here.
Right here, absolutely.
There's number 3.
You got man coverage again.
Right here in the slot.
Braxton Deaver, normally tight end, is lined up wide to the right. He's already had a couple of big catches. Blue Devils will keep it on the ground with Juwan Thompson, and Thompson powers his way inside the 20.
We talked earlier about how Texas A&M needs to settle down on offense. You see Johnny Manziel, when he came off the field, he spikes his helmet on the ground right away, looks for Mike Evans to tell him to relax, and Evans kind of just pushes him off. I'm like, all right, dude, I got it. Manziel wanted to try and calm him down. I think everybody on that offense now just needs to chill out, settle down, get their heads back in this game.
It's been Duke all season that has rallied from huge deficits. The Blue Devils have an opportunity to put the Aggies in a huge hole in the first quarter. First quarter comes to a close as the clock strikes 0, but as we open the second period in Atlanta, Duke will have the ball at the Texas A&M 19, trying to go up 21-3. A first quarter dominated by the Blue Devils. And we send along our New Year's wishes as well. Big homie wearing Texas A&M jersey, and it is Duke with a 2nd and 5 at the A&M 19, already up 14-3 as we start the second quarter. Keep it on the ground, Juwan Thompson. And right now, Duke is having its way with A&M. And what a first quarter for Josh Snead, who's taking a break right now. A touchdown catch and a block punt. You'll recall it was Snead in the Belt Bowl who fumbled last year on the Cincinnati 6 late in the game as Duke was going in to win. Bearcats ended up winning that game, a couple of touchdowns, scoring late as Duke tried to get back in it. Now the Blue Devils trying to build a commanding lead. Boone on the keeper. Anthony Boone inside the 5, stretching for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. We'll see if Boone indeed got in before his forearm, elbow, or rear end hit the ground. Here's a good look at it. He stretched the ball. That's not smart. Rear end still up.
What about his left arm on the other side? You couldn't see.
So both Duke quarterbacks have run for a touchdown. 21-3. Kevin Sumlin's team finds itself in a huge and perhaps unexpected hole.
You heard Sam say earlier, it's louder in here for the Duke side. That's weird. It is New Year's Eve.
It's not weird if it's Cameron indoor.
Hey, Duke's trying to get weird right now on New Year's Eve, and they are. And it's incumbent that Johnny Football and Texas A&M get back in this.
This week, you got the feeling that A&M respected what Duke had accomplished, but didn't feel the Blue Devils could match up with them physically. That's what they thought. They better change the way they think. 21-3 Blue Devils, in the kick driving Williams deep into his own end zone, and the Aggies will bring it out to the 25. Manziel to Malcolm Kennedy. Kennedy racing into Duke territory. He stepped out of bounds. Official comes up and marks him out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
And Mike Evans has made some bonehead plays. He did a great job blocking down the field for his guy, but he clearly stepped out before he tried to cut that up. Get Evans fighting down the field. That's good. That's a good sign.
Maybe that's what Johnny was getting on him about. Attention to detail. Evans, bottom of your screen. Ross Cockrell right up in his face. Now Cockrell bails out. Manziel looking toward Evans. Got him. Evans inside the 25 before Cockrell knocks him down. First down for the Aggies.
It's dangerous, I think, when you give access to Mike Evans. Don't press him and allow him to come in unimpeded off the line of scrimmage, running into a wide open zone. It's an easy throw for Johnny Manziel. Duke not able to get pressure in his face. That's just pitch and catch. Look at all the time he's got.
Now from the 23. Manziel got a man. Touchdown A&M. It's Travis Labhart.
We're going to see Labhart working in the slot just on a corner route against a freshman. We talked about the inexperience in this secondary for Duke. Devon Edwards, he just gets completely spun around. And again, easy pitch and catch. And there's the answer by Texas A&M. And it took how many? 4 plays?
And he was watching the show. He had his eyes in the backfield. Coach told him not to watch the show. He was watching it. Watch your receiver, my man.
Lambeau puts through the extra point. Manziel and the Aggies in the end zone for the first time tonight. So the answer, the Blue Devils' latest score. Duke has it back when you come back. No greater setting for a bowl game than the Rose Bowl on New Year's afternoon. San Gabriel Mountains in the background. We've got a good one going here in Atlanta tonight. Texas A&M scored its first touchdown of the night. Duke has been unstoppable so far. Blue Devils up 21-10, and they have the ball back. Anthony Boone on first down as Jamison Crowder. Crowder, very quick twitch guy, picks up a first down for the Blue Devils. You're going to make it out to Pasadena in time for kickoff, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll be out there kicking it around, little pregame, little halftime, little postgame.
You've got to be like a triple platinum Delta Sky Miles right now. I mean, the amount of flying and the distance you've gone this year.
When you go commercial, you get a lot of miles, baby.
That catch gave Jamison Crowder a tie for the ACC record, and now that catch makes him the single-season record holder, his 99th catch. He passes Kenneth Moore of Wake Forest, who set that mark in 2007.
And he's got to get his touches tonight. He is the X factor for this Duke offense, their best offensive player. He's good in the short game. He's their best deep threat. They hand it off to him. Sometimes they'll let him throw it. But when you went back and watched the ACC title game against a very good athletic Florida State defense, he was the only guy I thought on Duke's offense that belonged on the field. He's got to get his touches tonight.
I like that Duke's still got their foot on the accelerator with a couple passes. They're getting what they want on the outside. Keep taking advantage of it.
Boone taking a shot. Crowder's out there. Crowder's got it. Touchdown, Blue Devils. "59 yards, and Howard Matthews gets smoked by Crowder.
Foot fully on accelerator. Take advantage of your guys on the outside. But I like, good job putting him in the slot. And he just runs right by Howard Matthews, the safety. And Boone again, dropping a dime in there. I mean, he's been playing great all game so far. Hits him in stride.
Duke saw something on film. That is the third time tonight they've gone after Howard Matthews down the field.
Duke fans are excited, and rightfully so. But with offensive coordinator Kurt Roper headed to Florida, there are a few Gators that are pretty excited about the type of offense they're seeing from the Blue Devils so far. Duke dropping the hammer, up 28-10. Milkshake making competition part of the battle for the bowl this week. Guys on both teams had a ball doing all these different things. And once the game has started, Anthony
Boone's having a ball.
He's the one. He could get free milkshakes for life once it's permissible after he graduates.
Exactly. Well said.
28-10 as Boone and Crowder put on a show. Kurt Roper's
What's he got his hands in his head for?
You know how coaches are. They worry about everything. Touchback on the kickoff. Let's see, we played 18 minutes, 11 seconds of football, and look at all the points and yards we have. Johnny makes Kelby Brown miss. Pirouette makes another man miss. Here's a little Johnny football for you. Hey, we're not waiting till midnight to shoot off the fireworks. Manziel scrambling, some vintage Manziel.
I just don't know how he does it. It's the sixth sense, as if he's got eyes on the back of his head. You see right here, makes Kelby Brown miss. He changes direction as good as anybody I've seen since Michael Vick.
And he never gives up on a play. Like, a lot of guys are hemmed up. They're like, you know what, I'm just going to slide, take a knee, go down. He's doing another pirouette to try to save some more yards and make a big play.
Manziel, Williams dancing, bouncing. He has the first down. Terrific run by Trey Williams to move the chains.
Well, that last play was really the first time we've seen Johnny Manziel scramble in this game, and Duke's coaches talk to their players about every snap defending two plays. You got to defend the play called, and then when he starts scrambling and taking off, you've got to defend that as well.
Someone's defense hasn't been able to get off the field last drive. Manziel led his team down. Here goes Johnny running, and Johnny's across the yellow line they draw out there so that everybody knows where the first down is.
It's like Justin Fox, defensive end, slow getting up on this play. You'll see again, blitzing by the linebackers, forcing Johnny Manziel out of the pocket. There's Justin Fox kind of late to the party in the tackle. He's still on the ground.
Manziel running out of time. Johnny got drilled as he threw it away. He got sandwiched. That was Kenny Antonicki in there to hit him.
Very good job by Duke's defense containing Johnny Manziel with defensive ends. Watch number 42 here at the bottom of the screen. Desmond Johnson going to rush inside, and there's Antonicki up top. Not over pursuing the play, just staying outside, not getting deeper than the quarterback, and just leveling number 2.
And that was Jake Matthews. That's one of the best offensive tackles in college football that Antonicki just went by.
Antonicki's their tough guy. He's the guy Jim Knowles says you want in a street fight. He's a 6th-year senior. One of the heart and soul players on this Duke squad. 2nd and 10. Manziel right on the money to Darrell Walker. Another first down for the Aggies.
We're seeing Duke being a lot more aggressive now, blitzing Johnny Manziel. Had man-to-man coverage outside, trying to force him to throw the football into small windows.
Aggies have moved it from their own 25 just inside the Duke 30. 8th play of the drive coming up. Manziel underneath. McQuay Williams knocked down just inside the 25 by David Helton.
David, you had mentioned the offensive line before, just how skilled they are and how much talent they have. They're doing a really good job tonight with all this movement. Again, Duke's not LSU last year up front of the defensive line, so they got to move guys around and try and get pressure. But right now, Texas A&M doing a pretty good job when Duke only sends 4.
Manziel, Labhart, who had the touchdown catch, has enough for the first down.
And Manziel's pass first all the way. He's looking for his guys down the field, and he's throwing ropes to the outside. He's throwing deep balls, putting plenty of arc underneath it. He's doing a little bit of everything that we've seen him be. Really, this is the part of his game that's matured this second season as a starting quarterback.
Johnny 17 of 24 passing. He's going to run it this time. He takes a couple of big shots. Justin Fox back in there to finish him off. The first guy to hit him was Devon Edwards.
And I think this is really where Texas A&M's offense is so dangerous in the red area, because of Johnny Manziel's ability to run the football. Puts so much stress on the defense. And this is an area you can't allow him to scramble around. If you're Duke, you've got to contain him in this area of the field.
Johnny, corner, knocked out of bounds. Manziel will help David Helton up. It was Helton who was greeting him rudely along the sideline. 3rd and 1 coming.
Take a look at their red zone numbers. 71% of the time, scoring touchdowns. That's really good. And it's because they're able to run the football. This is big again, guys. We talked about how A&M had to come back in their previous offensive possession, score a touchdown, get back in it. Well, Duke answered with a home run to Jamison Crowder, trying to go toe-for-toe.
Trey Carson. Carson hit in the backfield as Duke controls the line of scrimmage. Kelby Brown.
I think the play was messed up a little bit from the beginning. Just the shotgun snap was a little bit high for Johnny, a little bit off to the left. But look at Kelby. Kelby Brown comes flying in there right up. It's so deep. See that shotgun snap? He's 6-7 yards deep.
Texas A&M deciding to go for it here on 4th down. Big reason why. Their defense can't stop Duke.
Exactly. 4th and 4.
Evans down here is pretty legit.
Manziel to Labhart. Touchdown, Aggies. How about the former women's basketball team practice player, Travis Labhart, with 2 touchdowns in the Chick-fil-A Bowl tonight?
Take a look at the accuracy on this throw. Why Johnny Manziel throws his wide receiver open. You're going to get a wheel route by a slot receiver, Labhart, and he puts this on the back shoulder away from true freshman DeAndre Singleton.
And took something off it, too, because he was wide open.
13 plays, 75 yards, and gave the Aggie defense a little bit of a rest by eating up more than 5 minutes on the clock. So A&M closes to within 28-17. We know Manziel can move the ball. The question is, can the Aggies find a way to stop Duke? First half of the Chick-fil-A Bowl has been very good for the champions of the Coastal Division. Duke on top of Texas A&M, 28-17. Johnny Manziel just threw his 2nd touchdown pass. The A&M fans, they know that this could be Johnny's swan song, so they're asking for 1 more year. Manziel has not made it official. It's just been widely presumed that he'll move on to the NFL.
Should change that to 1 stop. Can we get 1 stop from our defense?
How about this, David? Not only A&M's defense has been so bad, they've only forced 1 3rd down. Duke converted it. Duke's had it 4 times, scored 4 touchdowns.
On 19 plays, Reese, on 19 offensive plays, they've got 28 points.
Better than a point of play. That's good, huh?
Solid.
Anthony Boone's had a terrific first half. So too is Josh Sneed. And Sneed gets out across the 30. Now, one guy missing from that Texas A&M defense, middle linebacker Darian Claiborne. He's a freshman who over the course of the season really emerged as a leader He was suspended following his arrest on misdemeanor drug possession charges. Kevin Sumlin leaving him home. So Jordan Mastrogiovanni, number 45, manning Claiborne's spot. It hasn't really been the linebackers necessarily, but it's really been everybody. And the secondary's given up some big plays. Boone keeps it. Anthony Boone has the first down. Boone has it, give it to the running back, pick it up easily and still on his feet. Juwan Thompson. He not only got the first down, he got inside field goal range for the Blue Devils.
Juwan Thompson, their biggest, most physical running back at 5'11", 225, showing you the balance and the nifty feet right here. Just barely gets tripped up. Texas A&M lucky he couldn't done a better job with his balance. He might have scored, but gamble pays off.
Duke could score here, and they haven't been stopped tonight.
Keep running.
Get it back first. Could almost, I don't know if you could ever put a game out of reach with Manziel on the other side, but the mountain would be extraordinarily high. Sneed inside the 20. Sneed inside the 10. Sneed. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. The Blue Devils are rolling in again.
This is just a simple zone play, guys. Look at all the movement this offensive line gets working to the right-hand side, just pushing maroon helmets back.
Look at that cutback.
It's great vision. You got a block downfield by Crowder, and then just great open field running.
Look at Crowder not quitting.
He just, I mean, he depleted DeShazer Everett. We're talking about a guy that already has 100 yards receiving tonight. He set a record for single-season catches in the ACC with over 100 now. And he goes out and makes a huge block on the 25-yard touchdown run by Josh Sneed.
Did you see him waving at his running back, telling him, hey, cut back, cut back. I've got this guy lined up. Look at him right there pointing. Come on back. I've got him. Bang. Face music.
And you know, this is the 1,000th football game in Duke history. You would be hard-pressed over the previous 999 games to find a better offensive first half. Now, A&M's been dreadful, and they haven't been nearly as tough as Duke. Duke goes for the onside kick. They let it bounce. They got a great shot to recover it. I think they did. You want to talk about rolling the dice. Was that Juwan Thompson? Juwan Thompson was the one who had a great shot at it. Let's see if he comes out of the bottom of the pile with it. Blue Devils have it.
I love the play calling by Duke. We've talked about how this has been such a big part of their team's success all season long. Look at the blocks downfield by 29. Allowing Juwan Thompson to jump on that football. And guys, Juwan Thompson, a huge special teams contributor. Not only does he lead the team in special teams tackles with 10, but just Johnny on the spot.
They've blocked a punt. They've recovered an onside kick. They have outplayed, outcoached, out-hit, out-hustled Texas A&M in every aspect of the game in the first half.
They have the best kicker and punter in school history. They've had 4 return touchdowns on special teams this year. Starters want to play on special teams and contribute. And that's a testament to tremendous coaching. When you see great special teams play, it filters all the way down. Special teams has played. It's a big reason why, guys, they've won 10 games this year.
A lot of time ticking off the game clock.
There's number 3.
Boone fired. Blakeney has it inside the 5, down at the 2, first and goal, 23 seconds to go. Duke still has a timeout.
And Boone's eyes continue to be in the perfect spot, looking receivers off, finding the open man. Quick release. Johnny, sorry, there's nothing you can do on the sidelines.
Go to the ground with Powell. Powell straining. Now, if Duke doesn't get the touchdown, they got to call a timeout.
No doubt.
Got to call it quickly.
They got to be looking to see if he got in, because it looked like, and I haven't seen the replay, but it looked like he reached the ball over the.
He's not down yet.
Okay,
where's the football, though? That's the question. It's hard to tell from that angle whether or not it had broken the plane, the goal line.
You can't see it at all.
Yeah, it appears for all the world that half of its body is in. And I'm sure it's tempting, as well as they've run the ball, to
Smart.
try to smack it in from the half-yard line, but Cutcliffe with 4 ticks, that's what they put back on the clock, sends out his kicking unit, and Ross Martin.
You got the onside kick. The gamble paid off.
And
now,
you get the rock after half.
Now pay it off with points, any way you get them.
Field goal attempt. Martin knocks it through as the first half expires. A first half that was nearly perfect for the Blue Devils. Cutcliffe still a little frustrated that he didn't get the touchdown on that previous play. The Blue Devils are going to get the ball to start the second half. Texas A&M hasn't stopped them all night. Kevin Sumlin's with Samantha Ponder.
Coach, you've had so many fast starts. In your mind, what explains the slow start tonight?
Well, you know, we moved the ball early and had penalties to take us out of the red zone. The other 3 times we scored and went right down the field. We hadn't stopped them once. We got to force something defensively to get them off the field. We're just behind. We can't get enough points now. We got to get off the field on defense.
You've obviously had some struggles defensively this year. What can you tell your guys in there after being so dejected on this sideline to make a difference in the second half?
Well, we got to tackle. We got to have better eye discipline. It's the same deal. So, you know, they're forcing us to make one-on-one tackles, make plays, and we haven't been able to do it. If we got guys out there who can't do it, we got to replace them.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
All right,
thanks.
Sumlin understandably frustrated as Duke puts 38 points and 365 yards up. They're up 38-17. Now let's go to the studio. John Saunders, Mark May, Lou Holtz with a halftime report. Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta. Happy New Year as we get ever closer to the dawn of 2014. Chick-fil-A Bowl matching Texas A&M and Duke, and coming into this game, the question was, could the Blue Devils keep up with the prolific Aggie offense? That script has been flipped. 38-17, Duke with the lead over Johnny Manziel and the Aggies. Manziel threw for 199 yards in the first half, ran for 45 more, but he hasn't taken a snap since the 6:45 mark of the second quarter. As David mentioned, Duke scored and got an onside kick, drove down, kicked a field goal on the final play of the first half. And the Aggies are kicking off to start the second half. Texas A&M defense has not stopped Duke one time tonight. Duke has had it 6 times. They've scored 6 times. 5 touchdowns and the field goal on the final play of the first half. And David Cutcliffe, the Bobby Dodd Coach of the Year, is showing why he's accumulated so many Coach of the Year awards this season, leading the Blue Devils to their first 10-win season, trying to make it 11, but still 30 minutes of football to play here at a sold-out Georgia Dome in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. A&M down by 3 touchdowns. Defense going to see if they can do anything. As Devon Edwards fields the second half kickoff, takes a knee. Back to Snead, first down Blue Devils. Snead into the open field. Snead running into Aggie territory inside the 45, and Duke's on the move again.
Same old, pushing around Texas A&M up front, doing a good job. Offensive line just continues. Look at them. You see the left guard pull around Harding, do a great job blocking the defensive end. And there's just, you can drive a Mack truck through these alleys. I mean, these holes are wide open. A&M defenders, they have to get off blocks. Quit running around blocks. Meet contact, be a man, stay in your gap, and play better up front.
First and 10, Snead has it. A little bit better job by A&M that time, pick up of a couple.
And David, I got to be honest, I'm watching this defense. It's very hard to play linebacker at Texas A&M because every snap, you've got one of your own defensive linemen getting pushed into your lap, and if not, there's a Duke offensive lineman chipping up and working his way into the second level, and you're being taken on by a guy that's 300 pounds. Make a play. Now Duke substituting their backup quarterback, Brandon Cannett, on the field. Anthony Boone also staying, though. Brandon Cannett, very multiple. We talked about him being a short yardage goal line quarterback, but he also will play that tight end H-back spot in these situations.
So Cannett not lined up to take the snap at the moment. On 4th down. Going to take a shot at it. Boone getting rushed, firing, and finally A&M gets a stop.
I hate that call by Duke.
Amen.
You've been having success all game long running the football down your throat. I know they just stopped you on 3rd and short, but you've got to trust this offensive line that's taken over. I know you're going play action. You're expecting Texas A&M to sell out, but give them credit because they stay home. And now you've given Johnny Football the ball back close to midfield, potentially giving this team a little bit more momentum. I don't like the call.
I don't know what Connett was doing either. Most of the time you release to the flats, he turned his head back inside and allowed Honeycutt to guard him because Honeycutt was playing run to start with, so it kind of looked like miscommunication.
First time in 9 minutes and 47 seconds of game time, Manziel has the ball, and Johnny trying to do something with it. Manziel, the first run of the second half, has a first down.
He didn't have to scramble a lot in the first half. You see Johnny Manziel getting a little chippy here. Yeah, I mean, he's competitive. You know, we talked about him and his emotion and how important this game is to him if this is, in fact, his final game. Making his presence felt here in the first play of the second half.
There was one of those pirouettes, one of those spin outs that
circle button.
He just sees it coming and just feels it and just spins out.
Or B button if you prefer the Xbox. Malcolm Kennedy, an alley. Kennedy spins inside the Duke 45. And he has another Aggie first down. And because of the trouble that the Aggie defense has sort of lost his late in the half, the Duke offense wasn't stopped much
either.
either.
Block right here by Travis Labhart up front, getting a defender on the ground. That's Cash.
Mike Evans, a quick catch, and Evans, who had a couple of costly penalties, gets down close to the 35.
He's got to get more touches in the second half. You've got to find a way to get a Biletnikoff finalist the football in his hands.
Duke is missing a defensive lineman, Jamal Bruce, on the sideline in crutches. He's their starting nose man. Manziel gets away from two. Johnny on his feet. Here goes Johnny Football inside the 25. First down for the Aggies.
He's got such a good sense of how to skinny up to defenders, and he runs. Watch him run right at the defender a little bit, skinny him up, and then extend out and give himself some space to create. And just he's a magician in the open field trying to bring him down. It's just impossible for one guy to do it.
Size 15 feet seemed to give him extraordinary balance when he's hit. Can't tip him over. And Molina inside the 20.
You're seeing the tempo now crank up a little bit for Texas A&M again, getting the play calls in quickly, foot on the gas. Jake Spavital getting the plays in quickly to Johnny Manziel.
Second and 7. Manziel leaps over a guy still on his feet. Manziel, Labhart. Touchdown, Aggies. He's magic.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, this is unbelievable on a couple of different ways here. Watch the fake screen. They're trying to get the outside receiver, Darrell Walker, deep down the field. You're going to see just kind of stutters. He's open right now for a touchdown. Manziel missed that. Somehow doesn't go down, keeps the play alive, and actually finds the original fake bubble to Labhart. That was wild.
So we've been counting down the top Johnny Manziel moments of his 2-year career. Add this baby to the list. SportsCenter top 10 nominee, and this had better be number 1. Manziel somehow gets away from Kelby Brown and finds Labhart. Touchdown. The Aggies are back in it. If this is Johnny Manziel's final game in an Aggie uniform, here's another highlight reel play. Tries to leap over a defender. Duke was worried about the second play. After the first play breaks down, that might have been the second play, the third play, fourth play. And then Manziel goes over to try to rile up the Gig'em crowd. And we got a ball game in Atlanta.
Now you go back and you revisit that 4th and 1 play call, trying to throw the football instead of running it. May have just woken up the giant a little bit with Texas A&M, giving them some new life.
By the way, that touchdown catch from Travis Labhart is 3rd of the night, and that is a Chick-fil-A Bowl record. Kickoff goes into the end zone. Now Duke trying to regain some momentum. They keep it on the ground, and busting into the open field is Juwan Thompson into Aggie territory, and Thompson's inside the 35. And just like that, as they have all night, the Blue Devils answer.
And again, I'm not trying to pick on this guy. Number 31, Howard Matthews, out here, loses contain inside.
But it was
got to stay outside the play and force that football inside.
But it was a stunt with Deshaun Hall, who comes inside, but he loses his balance. But you got to get to the outside, and Johnny's just going, guys, I can't play defense. You know what? Go play corner, Johnny, or safety. Go get on that D. Try to help him out.
The left guard right now is Cody Robinson, sophomore from McMinnville, Tennessee. Big third down for the Devils. Jamison Crowder. Oh, a beautiful tackle by Hurd, because it looked for a second as if Crowder was going to have some running room.
Tony Hurd's made a couple of plays now in these last 2 possessions for Texas A&M. All of a sudden, you see a little bit more bounce in their step, getting these stops. Simple tunnel screen to Jamison Crowder, the most dangerous offensive player on the perimeter for Duke, but great open field tackle by Hurd.
Great job redirecting. He saw Crowder coming across his face, and he redirected and got him.
In motion, Johnny Manziel doesn't want to watch this one. Is Ross Martin going to try from 48 yards out. A low line drive kick that goes wide left. And the second stop of the second half for Kevin Sumlin's defense. And now the Aggie offense comes back onto the field, a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
So the reaction by Kevin Sumlin. Again, this is a very different looking sideline. Johnny Manziel couldn't even watch that kick.
And Sumlin's a guy that doesn't show a lot of emotion. That's a lot of emotion for Kevin Sumlin when you see him on the sidelines.
Kevin's a cool customer, but he reads his team well, understands him, and knows that they need a little fire here. And right now, the Blue Devils have taken a shot. Let's see how their defense answers. Manziel complete. Nifty move by Darrell Walker. Walker stopped short of the first down by a host of Blue Devils.
And I think if you have one concern for Duke on defense, it's the youth and inexperience in the secondary. You mentioned at the start of the game, 2 cornerbacks are true freshmen playing a lot. You got a true freshman safety. The other safety's also a freshman. On these scramble plays by Johnny Manziel, when they've got to cover guys for 6, 7, 8 seconds, how's that going to work out? It hasn't been great so far.
Quick out to Kennedy. Malcolm Kennedy hit. Gets across the 40, enough for the first down. DeAndre Singleton, the freshman, among those on the tackle.
And I love when Johnny does that. He grabs the ball and slings it sidearm just to get it out there as quick as he can off of play action. That's one of the things you start talking about him next level, too. He's got a quick release. He can get that thing out of his hand in a hurry when he needs to.
Trey Carson in motion. Manziel wants it all. Kennedy's running out there. Cockrell's chasing it for Duke. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10. Let's check in with Samantha.
We got a change on the offensive line for the Aggies. Left guard Jarvis Harrison looks like he's out for the game, in tons of pain with that right leg. Tried to run, couldn't run at all, grimacing, having a hard time. You'll see in for him right now this entire drive. Garrett Grambling out there.
All right, Samantha, and that incomplete pass snapped a string of 9 straight completions for Manziel. Starts a new streak. The big tight end, Cam Clear. We expected to see more of him tonight. First catch for Clear. 3rd down's coming.
It's a nice job of Johnny Manziel allowing the offense to work for him. There was a free blitzer coming off the edge. He knew where his hot answer was. It was the tight end. Easy pitch and catch. Set up 3rd and short.
Manziel throwing. There's Clear again. The big fella still on his feet. Cockrell trying to rip the ball away, but he cannot. And the Aggies are down close to the 20-yard line.
David, you mentioned earlier you love Johnny Manziel's quick release. I love the awkward body throws. Take a look at how his body's contorted here. Throws it on the run to the right. Yeah, to the left. He can contort his body, tremendous control. And again, at the next level, you've got to be able to do that. You've got to be able to negotiate defenders and just get the ball out. Johnny Manziel just has that knack. You can't coach it.
Carson has the corner. Trey Carson inside the 10. Carson into the end zone, and here come the Aggies.
Everything's going right. The running game getting going now. Everybody's fired up. Should do a good job. Mike Matthews, their center, comes around, but as you can see at the top, 15 at the top right here. Watch the block a little bit. Watch a little bit of a grab right here by Travis Lavert. Right there, a little bit of a grab, a little bit of a tug. Trey Carson does the rest. Usually Carson runs up the middle. A little bit of a change, him bouncing it out wide, and Duke fans are going, what happened?
What happened was they finally got a stop or two, and twos in a rhythm. 6 plays, 70 yards, another touchdown for Texas A&M. And with 5:05 remaining in the third quarter, A&M has cut their 21-point deficit all the way down to 7. 38-31. Blue Devils have it when you come back. Probably saw the shot in Atlanta of the giant, what's going to be a peach. There was some consternation in town because it's wrapped in an M&M wrapper. They were afraid that corporate sponsorship had taken over there, but never fear. They'll be dropping the peach. Kickoff goes into the end zone. The M&M candy-coated peach shell. It'll drop, marking the arrival in Atlanta of 2014. Duke and Texas A&M have both arrived ready to deliver some fireworks of their own, and now Anthony Boone's going to have to answer Johnny Manziel. Boone flips it out to Josh Sneed. Sneed's across the 30, picks up about 8.5, maybe 9 on first down.
And now the pressure has gone back up again on Duke offensive coordinator Kurt Roper, because in the first half, everything you were calling was working. Now you've been stopped twice in a row. Johnny Manziel and that offense are on fire. You can't stop them defensively. You know you're going to have to score a lot more points here in the second half if you're going to ice this win.
Huge third down play for the Blue Devils. Anthony Boone firing, and he's got his tight end. That's Braxton Deaver. And Deaver's had a couple of big catches tonight, and that one was rather large to keep the Blue Devil drive going.
Love this play call by Kurt Roper. They're going to have Deaver here in the background. He's kind of just hiding as a fullback, just kind of stalking his way out, allowing the play action to affect the linebackers for Texas A&M to suck up. Nice catch and an explosive play.
Stephen Jenkins, number 8, never even looked at the tight end. Looked in the backfield the whole time, expecting run. Tight end runs right by him.
Deaver has 3 catches, all of them longer than 25 yards. He's got 95 yards receiving on the night. Back to the ground. Sneed to the 36-yard line.
How important was that first down?
I was just going to say, like, you almost hear a collective exhale coming from the Duke sideline, because not only did you convert the first down, you also flipped the field, putting the football into Texas A&M territory. Now with the positive run on first down, you set up 2nd and 5.
Boone fires. It bounced up. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. John L. Barnes. Acrobatic grab by the freshman from Lehigh Acres, Florida.
Reese, I don't think this throw was to Barnes. I think he meant to hit Isaac Blakeney, number 17.
I don't think it hit the ground either.
It didn't.
It looked like he had his hands on it.
Look, I mean, Blakeney goes up. He's 6'6". I mean, it's hard to overthrow him, but I think Boone did.
Boone throwing to the end zone, trying to get it back to Barnes. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Wow.
Let's go back and show it again, because Honeycutt didn't even think about playing the ball. He went straight for the defender. He tried to get to Blankley, but the back end was interesting because it looked like the ball was kind of. See, look, Honeycutt was coming right in there.
You know, Jesse, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That was so overthrown.
You think so?
I think he was throwing for Barnes.
I like the benefit of the doubt there.
Give it to him.
Never the quarterback's fault.
Brandon Connett going to take the snap. He has a touchdown tonight. He's looking for a second one. A couple of Aggies hit him. It'll be 3rd down and goal coming for the Blue Devils. And it's getting a little bit chippy down there. Blakeney just took that big shot as he leaped for the pass from Boone. appeared to be involved in a little extracurricular after the play, and he's having a New Year's Eve chat.
Brandon Kennett is still lined up at quarterback. Anthony Boone's out at wide receiver. Keep in mind, Kennett can throw the football too. He's thrown 13 touchdowns this year. He's a dual threat as well. It's no guarantee he's running with it.
On 3rd and goal. Give the Snead, and he's stopped. And one of the keys we said before the game, when Duke got the ball in A&M territory, can't settle for field goals. They've been stopped on downs. They've missed a field goal. Cutcliffe going to take the points, it appears, and make it a 2-possession game. As Ross Martin comes onto the field. You understand why.
Yeah, Reese, that's a win for Texas A&M.
No doubt.
I mean, you got a lucky catch. Duke came into this game 24 for 25 in goal-to-go situations, having scored touchdowns, which is remarkable. Now, they were in the same scenario. You're forcing a field goal. That's a win if you're A&M on D.
Martin, the short field goal attempt, 20 yards out, puts it through. And so Duke puts up the score. Means Manziel needs it twice at least to catch him with 43 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter in what has been a very entertaining 3rd quarter, entertaining game. A short kickoff. That was almost a severe tactical error right there by Trey Williams, but he wisely let the ball hit at just the last second. Catch that and step out of bounds. You got horrible field position. Instead, you're going to have excellent field position.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Well, he placed him. 1st down.
30 yards. That put it on the 35. And that little quick toss to Quiv Gonzalez, 3rd time they've run that tonight. It's been successful a couple of times. Pickup of about 6 on 1st down.
And again, something Texas A&M Aggie fans can get used to with Jake Spavital calling plays on offense. More creativity, getting different guys touches in this offense here in years to come as the play call.
Molina. Then tackled by Kelby Brown. He's short of a 1st down. 3rd down coming for the Aggies as we're headed toward the 10-second mark left in the 3rd quarter. I think the Aggies are going to snap it or have time as Johnny's taking his time, and the 3rd quarter has come to a close. The 4th quarter is where the Duke Blue Devils have excelled. They lead the nation in 4th quarter scoring margin. They've rallied from double-figure deficits late this year, but this time the Blue Devils will be trying to hold a 10-point lead against Johnny Manziel and the Aggies. We wish a happy new year to all of those brave men and women who serve and protect us, serving their country. Of course, a rich history of the Corps of Cadets at Texas A&M as part of the Aggie lore in history, and they see their team down as we start the 4th quarter and a 3rd down that's converted by Johnny Manziel to Travis Labhart. Those two have hooked up for 3 touchdowns tonight, and the Aggies pick up a very important 1st down. Here is the Chick-fil-A Bowl trophy. Both teams trying to finish their season on a positive note. A&M lost their last 2 games. Duke won his division in the ACC, but got routed by Florida State in the ACC championship game as Ben Molina gets into Duke territory. Johnny Manziel is approaching 10,000 total yards for his career. He's the first man to go 7,000, 2,000 in 2 years of play. If A&M's going to win this game, I dare say he's going to need to reach that 10,000 yards of offensive mark for his career by the end of the night as Molina picks up a 1st down at the Duke 41.
They're so balanced. You got a quarterback that can run and throw. They play 4 different running backs. You got 4 wide receivers that at least had 40 catches and 500 yards coming into tonight. You've got a good offensive line. This is a nightmare to stop, and why they're one of only 7 teams in the FBS with at least 31 rushing and passing touchdowns on the season.
We got man coverage on the outside. Looks like Duke's bringing pressure. They could have a chance to make a big play.
And here it comes. Manziel turns it loose. Evans with Cockrell all over him. Mike Evans makes a play.
I think you get sick and tired of sitting back and letting Johnny Manziel dink and dunk, letting them run the football. They get aggressive, play man coverage. This guy's been a monster all year. you single him up on the outside, he's gonna win the jump balls. Nice back shoulder by Johnny. Duke's in a pick your poison dilemma right now because this offense is humming.
Pick up at 25. Manziel over 300 yards passing tonight, and the Aggies are back in the red zone. High snap, Molina. Molina exploding inside the 10, inside the 5. First and goal, A&M.
You're starting to see Texas A&M's offensive line take this game over now. They've had so much more success running the football conventionally in the second half, starting to wear down this Duke front four on defense.
Manziel, they'll never catch him. Johnny Manziel, touchdown Texas A&M, and over the barricade. And Johnny's first one back to celebrate.
And this is just Johnny Manziel with pure speed. He's got a safety, Jeremy Cash, in the box. He's even with him, but Johnny's leaving him.
Cash, the transfer from Ohio State. Oh! Well, let's hope the photographer's okay. I think she took the worst of the collision. Lambo on to kick the extra point. This is making a field goal game. It appeared there was a little bit of trouble with the hold, but it's true, and it's 41-38. Duke scored 38 in the first half. Only a field goal in the second. And Johnny football bringing the Aggies back and hoping for a New Year's Eve rally. He always seems to. You look in the history of the sport, maybe Roger Staubach, Archie Manning, Doug Flutie, Fran Tarkenton, Michael Vick, guys like that, but Manziel is as unique as any player we've ever seen in the college game. And here's the play David alluded to. Came in the second half, started to leap for the run, and then he lands on those size 15s, and Travis Lambart's open, so why not throw a touchdown?
It's amazing just the awareness he has around him, where his players are.
Manziel exhorting his defense to take it because he wants it back, and the Aggie crowd is starting to sway in this sold-out Georgia Dome. And Duke, which has relied on toughness all season, going to have that toughness tested here in the fourth quarter. Boone being chased. Boone looking, and he'll just throw it away. 2nd and 10.
All of a sudden, this young, inexperienced defense for Texas A&M, I think they're playing with a bit of a swagger here. In the first half, you simply couldn't stop Duke. Now all of a sudden, you've made some plays in the second half. It's almost as if these young freshmen, this inexperience, is kind of growing up in front of your eyes here in the second half.
I think Sumlin, the guy you just saw, and Snyder, the guy you're looking at, got into him a little bit. You could tell in the interview going into the half with Sam, he was furious.
He's ready to start
efforts.
He's ready to start firing people.
2nd and 10. Tony Hurd coming off the edge. Hurd trips up the running back, and now the Blue Devils looking at a 3rd and long.
All the pressure in the world now is on Duke and their offense, because they cannot stop Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M. Facing a 3rd and long, you've got to keep this drive alive. All the momentum in the world is on Texas A&M's sideline. So where's number 3? Where's your best player on offense, Jamison Crowder, lined up one-on-one right now?
Bottom of your screen.
With Devante Harris.
And now Boone's going to have to try to get a lot. He's got his man right down the middle. First down, Blue Devils. It's Juwan Thompson out of the backfield.
Juwan Thompson was working one-on-one with the linebacker Tommy Sanders, and Tommy Sanders just falls down. You're going to see him right here, number 3, right in here. He just slips, and that allows the running back to get in from behind him again with their backs against the wall. This Duke offense on 3rd and long comes up with a big play.
I love that Boone takes something off this pitch. He doesn't have to always throw a fastball, just lights it out there and just gets the easy completion.
Thompson has to fight through the hit from Howard Matthews to pick up 2 or 3 yards.
He's run hard, hasn't he?
He has all night. And as we mentioned earlier, Jalay Duncan, one of the 4 running backs that Duke used, but coming into the game, their leading rusher, has been suspended because of an academic violation. Thompson has run for 92 yards in his stead. Snead's been good as well. Quickly to Crowder. Crowder finding room, changes directions, and a terrific hit by DeShazer Everett keeps Crowder from getting the first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
But I love it. Game on the line. You've got to get your best player the football any way you can. We've seen him line up the entire game on the right side of the formation. That time, he's in the slot on the left side. They throw him the bubble screen, set up 3rd and short.
Need 3, couple of big conversions on this drive.
Keep your eye on number 89, Braxton Deaver, in this situation right here.
There's the man, right on cue. Braxton Deaver makes the catch, and the Blue Devils move the chains on 3rd down again.
And we talked about Cutcliffe and his offensive ability. This is just, it's great knowing your matchups. Boone doesn't have to look far. He's got a nice little in-and-out route with his main man, Jameis Crowder, and it makes it easy with Deaver coming in the flats. Easy concept, well coached. Great job by Boone getting it to him quick.
Snead back in the game. Josh Snead gets it down to the 30, pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7 coming.
Eating up clock, which is crucial on this drive. Resting your defense, shortening the game. Still doing a good job. Cutcliffe still looks calm. I don't know if he is on the inside.
This isn't his first rodeo. He's been around Tennessee, Ole Miss. He's coached in some big games. This is the biggest game again in Duke football history. And David, I'm with you, showing that kind of stoic composure on the sidelines with the game on the line.
Snead hit the backfield. Another 3rd and long coming for the Blue Devils. Wallace Wade might disagree with you. One of the biggest games in Duke history back in the olden days, but this is perhaps the biggest play of the night for the Blue Devils because, frankly, look, you take points where you can get them. I get it because you get the ball back. But given the way A&M's been moving it, the last thing you want to have to do is settle for a field goal attempt here.
But I don't know A&M's defense. They can't hold up on man coverage on the outside, so it's going to be interesting to see if they want to bring pressure and how they can cover in the back end.
Can't take a sack if you're Boone. You're in field goal range right now.
Needs 8. Boone deflected but completed, and again it's Deaver making a clutch catch at the 21-yard line. 1st down, Blue Devils.
This has been a clinic on 3rd down offense. When they've needed to have a play, they've got it. And there's Braxton Deaver. We've seen him line up all over the field, working the middle, the soft zone, and the anticipation on the throw again, guys. Boone getting rid of the ball before his wide receiver or his target is able to turn around.
And he turned his shoulders out to the outside just a second. You see, to create that avenue in there for the defenders to bite. They got to use their eyes and make sure they're not biting the chump because he does such a good job with his eyes.
Boone, complete. Running toward the end zone and getting close is David Rives. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, Duke. David Rives with just his 3rd catch of the season.
He's not often used. They kind of lined him up as a flex tight end there, and just a bad tackle here by Devante Harris.
Oh,
he stays in.
The heel doesn't come all the way down.
But does he keep staying in, though, is the question.
Green. Touchdown.
Wow. Masterful drive. That is how you draw it up. A 14-play, 75-yard drive that took more than 6 minutes.
And the lead is back to 10 for Duke, trying to win its first bowl game since the 1961 Cotton Bowl. 48-38, and perhaps another nominee for the SportsCenter Top 10. This one courtesy of David Rives as the Blue Devils are up 10. 48-38. Duke just answered with a brilliant 75-yard drive that ate more than 6 minutes off the clock. And now Johnny Manziel gets it back, down 10, 6:46 to go. Trey Williams bringing it out. Williams tries to get away from Devon Edwards and can't do it. And Edwards perhaps saved a huge return to the dangerous Williams. 86 points tonight. Chick-fil-A Bowl record. Manziel Malcolm Kennedy makes the grab in Duke territory. Gets out of bounds at about the 47-yard line.
Johnny Manziel again, showing you his ability to work through progressions. You see here, getting a little chippy. We've talked about how this game is getting more this way in the second half. There's a play fake to Molina. He wanted to go to Evans here on the slant. It's not open, works all the way back across the field and throws on time.
Throw.
Impressive, very impressive.
Johnny's thrown for 338 yards and 3 touchdowns. Molina. Knocked down at the 45, pick up a 2.
A lot of football left, guys. 6 minutes, down 10. With this offense, they can score in a hurry. Very important here, though, they come away with points somehow, some way, make this a one-possession game.
A&M has all of its timeouts remaining, should they need them on defense, pending the outcome of this drive. Duke bringing pressure. Manziel firing deep. Walker's out there. Darrell Walker running under it. He's got it. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Well, you think you need 2 scores, so you're in trouble. Time running out.
Minute 2 seconds.
Minute 2 seconds, no problem. But look at the air Johnny Manziel puts underneath this football. He sees man-to-man coverage, but look at high and deep. Don't worry about his arm strength. Dude, that's dropping in the bucket, too. I mean, I could have caught that, and I'm not even athletic. I mean, that shows you how...
You're athletic.
But I'm saying it shows you how great number 2 throws the football.
Back to within a field goal. There is a flag down across the way.
Defense, offside, nose guard, penalties decline, extra point is good, timeout.
So the pressure moves back to the Blue Devils. If nothing else, to just keep the ball out of that man's hands. Johnny Manziel fighting to the end. If this is his farewell performance, it's been a brilliant one, but will it be a winning one? Back to Atlanta after this. We're about 34 minutes away from that peach in downtown Atlanta hitting the ground and ringing in 2014. But why would you watch a peach drop or a ball drop when you can watch John Football spin the magic bean and try to finish the season with a victory and perhaps finish his college career with a win, but not to be outdone. Anthony Boone of Duke has been terrific, and Boone will get it back. His team up by 3. He'll start on the 25 after the kickoff goes into the end zone. Boone's thrown for 390 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's no better quarterback coach than David Cutcliffe. Mannings will tell you that. Josh Snead picks up 4 on first down as the clock winds down toward 4 minutes to play.
A young defense that was gaining confidence early in this half, but I think that last drive, you wonder if that maybe broke their back a little bit. All the big third downs they gave up, and then the missed tackle that led to a touchdown. Tick, 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 tick. You've got to make a play. You've got to get the ball back now. Somebody's got to step up here.
That stat about Duke outscoring its opponents in the 4th, a testament to their toughness. Boone, firing, picked off. Tony Hurd going the other way. One man to beat, and he does. Texas A&M has the lead. Tony Hurd Jr. His first pick of the season, and Mark Snyder's defense gets a pick 6, and the Aggies have the lead for the first time tonight.
Tony Hurd Jr., the guy who decides to step up and make that play for this defense.
Duke in disbelief on the sideline. That is the 100th point of the night. And the Aggies, once down by 3 touchdowns, with 3:33 to go, Tony Hurd Jr. on a night where the defense has been drilled as he's being congratulated by our Bowden Lofton, the president of A&M, makes a great play against Barnes.
This is really one of the few times tonight I think Anthony Boone made a poor decision. He had Isaac Blakeney wide open on an underneath shallow route right over the ball. He chose to work outside to Jonell Barnes.
So look at that catch. I mean, that was, both guys met at the ball at the same time. And Hurd just wanted the ball more and looked like the receiver going and get it on that play in the Texas A&M defense. Coach Snyder, finally, we make a play.
And with all the offense, guys, more than 1,000 yards tonight. That is the first turnover. And what a costly one it was for Duke. What a huge one it was for Texas A&M. But, as we just talked about, Anthony Boone, despite that interception, is thrown for nearly 400 yards tonight. Duke has moved the ball for much of the evening at will, so there's plenty of time here down 4.
Ironically, this might be the better situation for Duke on offense. If you could go down the field and score with as little time left as possible with the touchdown, not give Johnny Football an opportunity, you can walk out of here with the win. They've been able to put long drives together, but they're going to have to be sharp.
Bertolet, who has lost the place-kicking duties. Lambeau has not lost the kickoff duties, and he hammers another one deep into the end zone. Boone over 400 yards passing tonight. Got some more to Deaver. Deaver inside the 45 before he's knocked down. Clock inside 2.5 to go. Matthews on the stop.
And it will be interesting to see A&M's approach, because if you feel that way, you can bring, well, not only can you burn timeouts, you can bring more pressure. You can afford to be a little bit more aggressive, because you know if you give up a touchdown, then you still got your guy on the sideline. But if you sit back, it looks like you're going to get picked apart.
And they're bleeding the clock, Duke, right now. They are not in a rush.
No pass.
Boone has a man. McCaffrey can't hold it. Another third down coming for the Blue Devils. Devante Harris on the coverage.
Very curious to see if he got there early. Certainly Duke and McCaffrey want the pass interference. He got physical outside. Take a look here. Yeah, he goes through his back early. I think that should have been PI.
So McCaffrey doesn't get the benefit of the down on the replay call and doesn't get the call he should have had there.
And guess what? Another third down for Duke.
It means Boone's got him right where he wants him.
No doubt. Look at this. Look at Cutcliffe, how stoic and calm he is on the sideline.
That gut's churning inside for David, though, I guarantee you that. Boone on third down. Fires it into traffic. It bounced around.
Guys, he had his hands all over Crowder. We just talked about the call of pass interference that they missed, which was a lot closer, but Crowder was absolutely getting mugged by Shazer Everett when he came across the field right there.
That's 2
in a row.
Now, was that ball tipped, though?
Yeah, it was.
It was
tipped. Jay Arnold, the true
tipped.
freshman defensive end, dropped out of his stance and got involved in that. I thought he might get a chance to intercept that ball. Boone got lucky, so here we go.
Here's the ball game right here. 4th and 4. Aggies showing pressure. Boone underneath, complete, first down, Duke.
Guys, the reason Cutcliffe is so calm and poised, he knows his quarterback's in control.
Duke keeps hope alive. Boone looking for Crowder, wants it all. Crowder knocked away in the end zone by Everett.
And Crowder's been having a heck of a day, but Everett did a great job. Man-to-man coverage on an island. Look at him looking at the football the whole time. Jumps up in the air and gets it before Crowder has a chance to be able to jump up and high point. That's a heck of a play. That was a man on an island.
That's payback for letting Jamison Crowder smash him in the face on that block earlier in the game.
What'd you call it? Music?
Face music.
Heat coming. Boone runs up one and he throws it away and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Askew. The former receiver turned linebacker makes the biggest grab of his career. Everett, who just knocked away the pass from Crowder, was the man applying the heat to Boone, and Boone, who played so brilliantly, throws a late interception.
That time, Anthony Boone did not see the pressure. Here comes DeShazer Everett, who just broke up that last pass to Crowder on a corner blitz off the edge. Boone was late. He didn't have an answer early trying to throw it away. He tried to get rid of it late to his running back, Shaquille Powell, for a pick. Johnny Manziel understands. It looks like he's almost a break down in tears right there. But what an emotional game this has been. For them, for him, unbelievable. And this defense, this young, inexperienced defense, it's certainly given up a ton of yards tonight. It's had some key moments and opportune times late in this game. Remember the pick six earlier by Hurd Jr., and now that play on the corner blitz. Wow, what a game, guys.
And who would have thought, with the awful play in the first half by the Texas A&M defense, it would be the Aggie defense that ends up saving the day with a couple of interceptions, the pick six by Tony Hurd, and the ceiling interception by Nate Askew as the Aggies will go into victory formation. So the question is now this. This indeed is Johnny Manziel's last game. What's his legacy in your judgment? Most exciting player of a generation?
Yeah, and this is just Johnny does it again. I mean, this is, I couldn't think of a better way for him to go out. His D just gave up 48. He was down huge, and he comes back. Look at his numbers. His numbers are great. And every time Cutcliffe and Duke put up points, Johnny had a response. Johnny had an answer. And it was an amazing performance to cap off one of the most amazing, fun-to-watch careers we've ever seen in a 2-year span.
We were all very lucky as college football fans to watch him play. Maybe this isn't his last game, but truly one of the greats. Only played 2 years, a style all his own, brought Texas A&M back to national prominence. They're now the team in Texas, but guys, he's a celebrity, legit. As much as any big pro sports name, LeBron James, Tom Brady, he's a brand, Johnny Football. And whether or not you're an Aggie fan or not, if you're a college football fan, we've been lucky to watch him play.
Someone getting the ice water bath.
He got ice water. You notice that?
He didn't
get Powerade, huh? He didn't get the colored stuff that'll stain his shirt. He still looks perfect, doesn't he?
Yeah. When you're wearing white, he informed us before the game. Let's make sure it's water,
Still
fellas.
looks great.
It is now time for tonight's Capital One player of the game, and I imagine that you have a very good guess as to who that might be. Johnny Manziel, and what it is widely assumed will be his final game, though not official yet, at Texas A&M, brings the Aggies from 21 down. Couple of big plays by the defense as A&M wins the shootout 52-48. That'll be official in about 20 seconds. And we would be remiss if we didn't bring up this. This is a heartbreaking loss for a Duke team that had a terrific season and played brilliantly for much of the night. Aggies just made a couple of plays on defense in the second half. Blue Devils were not as effective on offense in the second half. Johnny Manziel finishes his career 11 yards short of the 10,000-yard mark, but never short in moments, never short in highlights. And he gigs them one last time, perhaps, as Texas A&M wins it 52-48. Manziel being surrounded, Samantha Ponder trying to get close enough to have a chance to talk to Johnny, perhaps.
What's the difference in this team between the first half and the second half?
We just came back and got some momentum on offense. Defense did a great job coming out and helping us out through the first few drives that Duke had. Gave us momentum and got us the ball back. We felt like we shot ourselves in the foot the first few drives, and we were really doing some good things.
Obviously a team effort out there tonight, but a lot of people watching, assuming that this may be your last college football game. Have you decided if you'll make the trip to the NFL draft this year?
I can't even think about anything other than this game right now. This was unreal. I can't even begin to sit here and tell you how proud I am of these guys. I love Texas A&M. I love my teammates. Unreal.
Johnny, what would keep you at Texas A&M, especially after an experience like this?
This guy and all these teammates I have here. I love them more than anything on the face of this earth.
All right, I'll talk to this guy then. Congratulations, Johnny. Coach, at halftime a little frustrated, for good reason. How would you describe what your team was able to do in the second half?
We got so many young guys out there. I think it just showed the spirit because they didn't quit. And, you know, they're sure we got to get better, but I couldn't be happier for this group of guys to finish off this year the way they did.
Some of the defensive struggles were obvious, but down the stretch, some huge stops, the pick six by Tony Hurd Jr. What did you learn about your defense's fight tonight?
Well, we challenged them at halftime, you know, and we challenged everybody. And as I said, you know, as a coach, the biggest compliment you can have in a situation like that is the guys didn't quit. and they executed. Weren't perfect, but found a way to win the game. And to do that, a team's got to stick together, and it took everything. You know, they stole 2 possessions with us with a blocked punt and an onside kick, you know, and we had to figure out a way to get it back. Fortunately, Tony Hurd made a huge play, probably the biggest play of his career.
Coach, you sure kept things interesting for all the viewers out there tonight. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on this season.
All right, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Rives, we'll send it back up to you.
A new year will ring in 12 minutes, and it'll be a happy one for Kevin Sumlin and the Aggies. Coming up next, we'll bring you the post-game trophy presentation presented by Capital One. That is on ESPN3. Our final score in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, Texas A&M wins it 52-48.